And sticking with politics, I have a great interview for you. I have an interview with Carly Fiorina. She's a Republican running for Senator Barbara Boxer's seat. Thank you so much for coming in. We certainly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me so much.
This is shaping up to be a pretty big deal. A lot of people have said, you know, she's even the luckiest politician in California because she really hasn't had a lot of strong contenders. But now people are saying you're the strong contender. Tell us why.
Well, I think I represent a different kind of candidate. I've never run for political office before, and I think people are tired of career politicians. I've lived the American dream, and I'm stepping forward now because I think the American dream is in danger for too many people here in California and across the nation. I've created jobs, I've met payrolls, I've cut billions of dollars worth of expenses, and I think people are really looking for that kind of experience, real world, practical problem-solving experience, instead of career politicians like Barbara Boxer, who's been there 28 years and hasn't done enough for the people of California.
So tell us a little bit about your background with HP and what your strong qualifications are.
Well, you know, I moved to California when I was 7 years old. I worked my way through Stanford University. I got a degree in medieval history, which made me unemployable. And after dropping out of UCLA Law School, a brief 3-month stint in law school, I went to work as a full-time receptionist. I typed and I filed and I answered the phones. And I know that only in this country, only in America, could someone like me become eventually the chief executive of one of the largest companies in the world and have the privilege to run for the U.S. Senate. As a CEO, I managed that company through tough times, the worst technology recession in 25 years. And yet we doubled the size of the company to $88 billion. We grew jobs. We tripled the rate of innovation. We improved profitability. All of those things, all of those experiences, from the very beginning as a receptionist to a chief executive and then working with government as an advisor, I think gives me a different point of view than somebody like Barbara Boxer.
Okay, so what is your point of view? What do you think that she's doing wrong right now?
Well, first, Barbara Boxer, I have concluded, doesn't know how jobs are created. That's my only explanation for why everything she does is about government spending more money and about taxing us more. You know, the way to create a job is not through the federal government. The way to create a job is to make it easier for small business owners in particular, who create 2/3 of the new jobs, hire half the people in this state and in this country. Let's make it easier for small business owners. Let's make it easier for innovators and entrepreneurs. You know, that's what's made this the golden state, and yet we're driving those people away. And I think the people of California see that. They see that the bigger government gets, the higher taxes get, the thicker regulations get, we're destroying more and more jobs in this state.
Right. What do you think about everything going on in D.C.? I mean, with the health care reform and all of that, what's your point of view on how things are shaping up nationally?
You know, I think what we're seeing in every piece of legislation, including health care reform, unfortunately, is we are seeing government getting bigger. We are seeing it getting much more expensive. But the health care reform bill isn't solving problems. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Right.
I believe health care reform is necessary. But unfortunately, this health care bill makes all of the problems in our current health care system worse. Medicaid, which California can't pay for today, has just gotten bigger. So we've created higher taxes, lower quality care, bigger government. I think that's the wrong way to go, and I think that's why you see so many Californians stepping forward and getting involved in the political process for the first time. There's a big conference tonight defending the American dream at the downtown Sheraton. And those are people who are I'll be privileged to be there with them. Those are people who are getting into the political process for the first time and saying, like, you know what? We have to stand up and defend the American dream.
All right. Well, Carly Fiorina, we thank you so much for coming in, and
Thank you
good
so
luck
much for having me.
Appreciate your time.
Great. Thank you.